YTPC. Aristopolis here. Got myself a little $15 job here. Mishan. I don't know if that's coming in good or not. We're lacking a little focus. These were marked as $20 at Hazmat in Chapel Hill. And when I went to pay for them, the guy told me that they were on sale for $15. So that was cool. Let me turn this down a little bit. Sitting so close to the dash, I don't know how much of that is drowning me up. It's a nice little smoker. This is, I guess, what, my third bowl in this. I'm smoking Sleepy Hollow right now. Smoked 2 bowls of Sleepy Hollow and 1 bowl of a little local blend I got while I was there. Called Featherlight, Light Feather. I can't remember what it's called. It's an interesting blend. I wish I had more experience smoking so that I could pick out, you know, the Latakia. I still can't pronounce it right. Burley and all the other stuff. What's the other big one? Perique. Because it was definitely a lot of flavor in that. But I couldn't tell you which one was which. I probably need to find some local smokers. That's probably the only way I'm really going to learn what's what. To be smoking the same thing that somebody else is smoking and critique it for one another, probably be the best way to learn. But yeah, this is certainly a nice little smoker here. And thanks to Mutton Chop, I know that since the sticker on it said made in Turkey, I know it's the real shit. Oh, but one thing about that local blend, it torched the hell out of my tongue. Of course, it looked pretty damp when I put it in the bowl, so I was expecting a little tongue bite. But I mean, this one just raked the coals over my tongue. My tongue was numb when I got done smoking that. Well, today is the 19th, so I guess we will find out today exactly whether or not we're going to uphold our Constitution and go ahead and elect the president who won according to the rules that we have in place, or whether we're going to betray our very fundamentals on a world stage and show the world that democracy really doesn't mean anything. And then you got the whole hacked by Russia thing. Boy, isn't that convenient as a motherfucker. Boy, this election's going to get into the Guinness book with shit like that. But I don't know how much faith you can put in stuff. I mean, George Bush was Mr. Magoo until it came to stealing elections, 9/11, and Katrina. And then he was fucking Lex Luthor all of a sudden. But hopefully, the election of 2016 will be gone. Over and done with, finally, over a month later. But the election of 2016 is not why I chimed in this morning. Excuse me. I got a bit of a stopped-up nose. I wanted to bring your attention to something. I don't know. I mean, it's probably not appropriate. Doesn't have anything to do with smoking pipes. I just ran across something I thought was interesting. And we had just done this VR for Pipe Nook on music. And this is very music related. It's for this girl I found through a video on YouTube who put out an album back in 2008. I guess it's got 11 songs on it. Very, very good. Sounds like kind of, it's like folk music with kind of a beachy, kind of a beach flavor to it. I don't know if that's because she mentions a lot of tropical places. But very good stuff. And the reason why I'm mentioning something about it is because I found it by accident. I was watching a video, and I'm going to put a link to the video in the cellar. I'll put a few links in the cellar. I like that term. I'm going to have to shoot Padre Piper a thank you for coming up with that term. But I want to warn you ahead of time that the video that I'm going to put a link to is going to have full frontal nudity in it from this girl. I was just surfing around on YouTube one day, and I ran across this documentary for Free the Nipple Day. And the first like 15 minutes of this documentary was something that just one girl had done, which I'm pretty sure was not done for the documentary. I'm pretty sure it was just her off somewhere by herself, videotaping herself. And either they got permission from this girl, or they just took it and attached it to this documentary. And I've since tracked down the video by itself, and I'll put a link to that in there. But it's like 15 minutes of this girl stark naked on the bank of, I think she's in Austin, Texas, on the bank of some river in Austin, Texas, just doing this incredibly authentic stream of consciousness. She's just talking a mile a minute. She's got all these ideas exploding from her heart, and she's just spewing. Comes off as very innocent. Some would say it comes off as oversimplified and naive, but I mean, that's what innocence is. It's naivete, experiences you haven't had. Although I get the impression she's had quite a few experiences. But it's just, it's very authentic. And, I'll put a link in there. You want to watch it, watch it. If you don't, don't. Just be aware that it's got full frontal nudity in it, so you might not want to open it up if you happen to be in an office somewhere. Anyway, she makes a comment in this video that she's doing this for her wolf pack, and she mentioned, I think the web address comes up for a blog that she does for something called a werewolf. I went looking for it. It's not on the internet anymore. And I don't know whether that's because maybe she got a little more negative attention from this video than she anticipated, or whether or not this was all done a long time ago. The videos are like 1.5 years old. Well, as they were uploaded to YouTube, about 1.5 years. But I mean, they could have been filmed anytime. And since the album came out in 2008, and they could have been made around that time. She has a SoundCloud account that has about half of those songs uploaded to it, and that's been online for about 1 year, according to SoundCloud. So she's been active. On the internet since she put out that album. But I can't find any web presence for her anymore. You know, outside of that SoundCloud account. And her album is on iTunes, and it's on Amazon. But the stuff that she had on her SoundCloud, which you can hear for free, was so good it inspired me to go ahead and buy the album. And I did, off Amazon. I got the MP3 from Amazon, which is about $1 cheaper than it is on iTunes. But the whole album is just kick-ass. Really good stuff. So I thought I would mention it, because I don't know whether or not her lack of web presence has something to do with, has something to do with some backlash she may or may not have gotten from that video. And if it did, I definitely wanted to bring it to y'all's attention so that if anybody was inspired to, they could go get her album, put a few bucks in her pocket. Outstanding craftsmanship. Anyway, just a quick chime in to make mention of her. I'll probably be making some videos later on. I remember I had said that I wanted to elaborate some on the VR that I had done for Defiant Pipes about the sage advice. I had a couple of pieces that I wanted to talk about but couldn't because they were so time consuming. They were very specific to me, and I felt like I couldn't really talk about them without first relaying a story about an incident that had happened. So I'll probably be trying to do a couple of those videos in the next few days before I go home for Christmas. Of course, whether or not I get to upload those videos hinges on whether or not the Electoral College does something stupid and pisses off the Second Amendment advocates, and we end up shooting each other out here in the friggin' street over handing the government over to an illegal government. I don't like that the guy won either, but Jesus Christ, he won according to the rules we have in place. Let's show the world that we actually believe in this thing called democracy. I've heard tell that's important. Anyway, we'll see what the hell happens. For right now, this is Aristopoulos. Keep an eternal ember burning.